What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. Calling this one How to Secure Your Crypto, Skrilla's Hotline. So I will be taking any and all of your questions live. So make sure you are dropping them in the chat. But in one of my recent videos that I published on the channel, I created a system that I called SAM or SAM. And I thought I would just kind of go over that. It's really like the basic method for securing your crypto. And I was going to share it with you. And if there is any comments, questions, or concerns about crypto security or about your cold wallets, then please feel free to drop them in the chat. But SAM stands for a few different things. So the S in SAM stands for self-custody. So when it comes to securing your crypto, the first thing you need to do is self-custody your crypto. And this is exactly why I say, before you even buy crypto, which, most of us watching this probably already own crypto, but I know there are some newcomers to the channel who are just getting into crypto now. Before you even buy crypto, you should have a cold wallet. Now, a cold wallet isn't the only kind of self-custody wallet, because even a hot wallet like MetaMask or Coinbase wallet is a self-custodial wallet, but they don't offer the same security, right? So what's the difference between a self-custodial and a custodial wallet? A custodial wallet is a crypto exchange, Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini. With those wallets, as they're called, you don't actually own the keys to your crypto. Therefore, you don't actually own the crypto. And that's exactly why exchanges can freeze your funds, lock your account. It's pretty much a standard feature nowadays. Just for anti-money laundering purposes, when you buy crypto on an exchange, unless you're doing like a wire transfer, your funds are probably going to be frozen at least for, anywhere from 48 hours up to 7 days. But I'm talking about an exchange actually freezing your funds for a long period of time. But crypto exchanges, and Kraken even admits this on their website, crypto exchanges are not meant to be a place to hold your crypto. They are not crypto wallets. Exchanges, they're an exchange. So you're exchanging cash for crypto, or crypto for cash, or one crypto for another. But they're not actually meant to be a place to store your crypto. And that's why the first part of the system that I'm breaking down, which is a really simple way to remember how to secure your crypto for years to come, again, it's called SAM. That's why the first one is self-custody your crypto. And it's really simple to do that. You just get a hardware wallet and transfer your crypto to it. And that way you're taking the control away from the exchange and you're putting the control into your own hands, literally. So with the self-custodial wallet, you own the keys. No one can freeze your funds. No one can lock your account. It's pretty basic, right? It's crypto security 101. So this is probably, please feel free to drop any questions, concerns about anything crypto security related, cold wallets, anything like that. Drop them in the chat. I'll get to those here in a bit. We do have limited time today because I have another group call that I need to jump to for our school community. By the way, I do have links in the description. Tangem, their 20% off deal ends here in a few days, and that also comes with free Bitcoin. So the link to that deal is in the description. I also left the Tangem wallet user guide down in the description if you want to see my exact step-by-step setup for Tangem and how to use it, how to get crypto to it, like we're talking about right now. And I also dropped my link to my school community that I recently started down there as well. We're about 47 members strong. Today we have our first group call here in a little bit. Next week, we're going to be joined by CoinLedger, which is a crypto tax software company, along with a crypto tax consultant, and we'll be asking them all of our questions. And that's going to be a common theme. We'll have different industry experts coming into the group where we can all chat and ask them questions, along with a bunch of other things you get access to when you join that group. So if you want to learn more about that, links in the description. No pressure, though. Anyways, back to SAM, the method for securing your crypto. So yeah, self-custody your crypto. Get a hardware wallet before you ever own crypto. The A is probably the most important part of SAM. So how do I want to break this down? Well, the A is really deciding how you're going to use each wallet, because crypto exchanges, hot wallets, and cold wallets, they all have different use cases. They're not all supposed to be used the same. So crypto exchanges, again, that's mainly for trading. You don't keep crypto on an exchange. A hot wallet, hot wallets, you should really only have crypto on a hot wallet when you're interacting with a DeFi platform. What is a DeFi platform? It's any platform where you're connecting your crypto wallet to and signing digital transactions with your wallet. So that could be a decentralized crypto exchange like Uniswap or Jupiter on Solana. That could be a website where you're claiming crypto airdrops, or maybe you're mining crypto. These are all different DeFi platforms, and they all carry significant risk because when you're interacting with these contracts, depending on what blockchain network you're using, but like Ethereum, for example, Solana, any EVM or Ethereum virtual machine network, they all use a form of smart contracts. And not all smart contracts are safe. They might look safe, but sometimes you don't know. And that's why you don't want to keep crypto on the wallet that you're using for DeFi, because you're just doing a bunch of sketchy stuff. So it is possible, and this happens a lot, it is possible that you unknowingly sign a malicious transaction approval and grant a scammer access to the funds in your wallet. Or even something new that I discovered, you could end up signing a wallet delegation, which is still a malicious transaction, where you actually allow a scammer, you allow their wallet basically to control your wallet. And again, you could be signing these transactions without even knowing it. So that's what hot wallets are best for. And you only have crypto on there whenever you're actively transacting. Then when you're done with the transaction, whatever that is you're doing, whether you're like, let's say you're swapping one crypto for another, once the swap is complete, get your crypto out of there and move it back to your cold wallet. So your cold wallet is your crypto savings account, right? It's your crypto vault. The only thing you should really be doing with your cold wallet is sending and receiving crypto. So basically just using it to hold your crypto. You're not connecting it to websites or anything like that. If you do this is literally what I've been doing for the last 6 years, your crypto is going to be secure. Obviously, I can't guarantee that 100% because, new scams and hacks and exploits come out fairly often. But I have been doing this exact method and using exchanges, hot wallets, and cold wallets like that for the past 6 years, and I've never been compromised. So I know it works. So yeah. And then the M in SAM is to make smart decisions. Now, that seems pretty self-explanatory, but what I really mean is, and I see this a lot, when people are just getting into crypto, one of their first questions is like, well, should I be using a VPN? Do I need to use Graphene OS on my phone? Do I need to get a dedicated computer just for my crypto? Do I need to be using a multi-sig wallet? Should I get an air-gapped wallet? How about a Bitcoin-only wallet? That's all great if you want that, but none of that is necessary. And once there's a fine line between secure and complex. And once you cross that line, and it really depends on your experience level, but once you cross a certain line where things just get really complicated, your operational security or how you operate actually becomes less secure because you're more likely to make a mistake. So you don't need all that stuff. You don't need a dedicated computer. You don't need a dedicated phone. If you want an antivirus software on your computer, sure, go ahead and do it, right? Will it protect your crypto? Not necessarily. Will it be good for your overall security? Sure. But it's not a requirement. The requirement to secure your crypto is to self-custody it and secure the keys using a cold wallet, which holds the keys offline in a secure environment. That's all you have to do to secure your crypto. Now, if you're looking to secure other aspects of your digital life, then yes, you'd want to maybe have an antivirus, or maybe you would get another computer. I don't know. That's kind of up to you. But by no means is any of that a barrier to entry to get into crypto. In my opinion and in my experience, the barrier to entry to getting into crypto and securing it and having it in your full control is a self-custodial cold wallet. It's really that simple. That's crypto security 101, right? Get a cold wallet, transfer your crypto to it, and don't connect your cold wallet to random crap. That's it. So that was Sam summed up. And I'm going to go through the chat here. Like I said, I have limited time today. But let me go through the chat and see what's going on. What's going on, MA992? Happy to see you in another live stream. Robert Bradbury says, how secure is Tangem? I mean, if we're looking at it from a statistic standpoint, it's extremely secure. Tangem has been selling cards, their wallets, since 2018. There hasn't been a single compromise where someone has lost crypto as a result of a wallet being compromised. User error is the only exception, but that applies to all wallets, not just Tangem, but every single cold wallet and hot wallet and crypto exchange. User error is the number one reason people lose money in crypto. Um, but yeah, Tangem, I mean, it's secure. Again, they've sold over 6 million, probably close to 7 million wallets now since 2018, not a single compromise. I've been using my Tangem wallets for at least 3 years now, and I have several sets of Tangem wallets, and I've used them on a bunch of different phones. At this point, I've used it on 3 iPhones and 1 Android phone. I never had an issue security wise. I will say that I hate Android phones, and I don't think they're that great. And the worst performing phone I've had is an Android phone, and it is kind of funky sometimes with the NFC portion of the Tangem card. But yeah, my cryptos remain secure. The app is 100% open source. They've been audited by 2 security companies. What else? It uses an EAL6 plus secure element chip, which is the highest rated security chip that you'll find in a hardware wallet. It's the same level of security of chip that other popular wallets like Ledger uses EAL6, at least in all their wallets, except for the Nano X, I think. I don't think Trezor's chips are EAL rated, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I mean, Tangem is secure as it gets. So, is today's Q&A only about securing your crypto? You can ask me whatever you want. If I have an answer for you, then I will do my best to answer it. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. Jay Madero says, do you think seedless Tangem wallet is more quantum computer resistant when it comes to hackers? No, not at all. And that doesn't really have anything to do with being quantum resistant, because at the end of the day, when you when you set up your Tangem wallet as a seedless wallet, it still generates a master key. You're just not seeing the human readable version of it. So the seed phrase is a human readable version of the master key, which is 128 bits or 256 bits. It still has that. It just doesn't show it to you or anyone else. That way you don't actually accidentally expose it. When it comes to quantum proofing a wallet, the wallet really has nothing to do with the actual technology. But I mean, here's what I mean. Quantum proofing comes down to the actual network. So Bitcoin network, the Ethereum network, Solana network, the networks are what needs to be quantum proofed. The wallets just implement whatever updates and technologies that the network implements. So the quantum security isn't going to come from the wallets per se. It's going to come from the network first, and then the wallets will implement it. Canadian Dice Club, smash the like. Thank you so much, and appreciate you being in another live stream. Sean James, so while you have USDT staked on Exodus or Kraken, can you access and transfer the staked crypto fixed or flexible to your hardware wallet? While it's staked, no. When you stake crypto, you're actually locking it up in a contract usually. So unless you unstake it, you can't move it. And then depending on the crypto, there might be an unbonding period that could take, anywhere from, again, just depends, maybe up to 3 days. But yeah, if your crypto is currently staked, you need to unstake it first, then move it. That said, you can stake crypto in a hardware wallet. Like Tangem has native staking for certain cryptocurrencies. Ledger has native staking. Trezor has. Most cold wallets today, especially the ones that have been on the market for a while, they have native staking that you can do directly in the wallet through the wallet's app. If it doesn't, you can always connect it to an external third-party platform to stake it. But again, I don't necessarily recommend doing that with your main cold storage wallet. So maybe you'd want to have like one cold wallet that's your savings account, right? That you only use to send and receive crypto and hold crypto. And then you have another one for like staking and things like that, if you're connecting to like third-party platforms. But yeah, I mean, staking on exchanges aren't your only option. So also, when you're staking on an exchange, in most cases, they're taking a pretty big cut. Like Coinbase, I forget on which crypto it is, but they take up to 35% of your rewards. And I'm not saying there aren't fees for staking on cold wallets, but they're going to be lesser than what the exchange is charging you, and that's kind of how the exchanges keep you trapped. They offer you, they incentivize you with things like staking rewards and yield, and you can do all that stuff outside of the exchange. So, what's going on, Jen? Jen, thanks for joining the live stream. Hope you're having a great day. Michael says, just bought a Tangem wallet. I'm delighted I got it, but I've got a big problem. I've never had a cold wallet before. I don't know what to do. I have stuff on Revolut and want to put it in my Tangem. Yeah, so I mean, it sounds like you're on the right track. So that's the good news. There's not really any bad news. You just need a place to start. So again, in the description of this live stream, I have my Tangem wallet user guide. It's a video that's here on YouTube. In that video, I show you step by step in real time. It's not like overly edited or anything. It's literally me on camera explaining what you need to do. I would recommend watching that video. It'll show you how to set up Tangem, and it will show you how to transfer your crypto from the exchange to your Tangem wallet. Now, of course, it's going to be slightly different because the exchange that I use in that example in the video is Kraken. But just understand it's the same process. Sending crypto is really simple. It's like sending an email. You copy the receiving address from your Tangem wallet, and then, which I show you how to do that. And then you go back over to your exchange. So you'll go back over to Revolut. You'll hit the send button or withdraw button, just depends on what it says. And then you'll paste your Tangem wallet receiving address into the send spot. You'll input how much crypto you want to send. You'll review the transaction and make sure everything looks good. And then you'll hit send. And it's really that simple. Then you'll wait a few minutes and your crypto will show up it'll arrive on your Tangem wallet. The one thing that you need to watch out for is, I don't know what crypto you hold, but you need to make sure you're sending it on the same network you're receiving it on. Now, here's an example. Some cryptocurrencies exist on different blockchain networks. So let's say you're sending ETH or Ethereum from Coinbase. This is just an example, to Tangem. When you go to send, Coinbase will either tell you what network that ETH is on, or it'll have you choose. If it's telling you that it's on the Ethereum network, which is its native network, when you copy the receiving address from your Tangem wallet, you need to make sure that you're copying the ETH receiving address on the Ethereum network as well. So you just want to make sure that the networks match. Again, if you watch the video, it should clear that up for you, but just something to watch out for. Let's see. Dorothy says, what happens when you swap crypto on the cold wallet? Is that safe? Yeah, so it kind of depends how you're swapping it. In general, like if you're swapping natively in the cold wallet app, it's going to be safe. Most of those, when you swap on a cold wallet, most cold wallets will actually you're actually sending your crypto externally to a centralized exchange where they then do the swap on their end, and then they send you the swap crypto back to your wallet. So oftentimes you're not even signing like a smart contract. You're actually sending your crypto away. They swap it, they send it back. That's generally considered safe, but you might run into some limitations. I mean, it really depends how much crypto you're trying to swap. Most of those swaps will allow you to swap, several thousand dollars at once. So might not be an issue. Just depends on what you're working with. If that were an issue, like if their swap limits were an issue, then you probably would just want to swap on a crypto exchange. The one thing I wouldn't do though is swap crypto using my main cold wallet by connecting it to a decentralized exchange. So like Uniswap is a popular Ethereum exchange. I wouldn't connect my cold wallet to Uniswap to swap crypto. Because again, even though Uniswap is considered safe today, if their contract or their platform is ever compromised or hacked in the future, your wallet could be at risk if you have an open approval or if you have a signed approval. It's called a spin approval. Now, this has happened before. That's why it's best to just keep all those operations separate from your main cold wallet. But again, generally speaking, if you're swapping natively in the cold wallet app, you're going to be fine. Lucky AML says, I have a Ledger cold wallet. I buy on Robinhood and move to my cold wallet. Wrapped ETH shows up in my cold wallet with a zero balance. I don't know how I got there. What is this? Wrapped ETH. I'm not sure why Wrapped ETH would be showing up in your cold wallet. if you've never interacted with wrapped ETH. So I don't necessarily have an answer for you. I don't think it's a bad thing. It almost sounds like you have an account in your Ledger wallet that like somehow you added a wrapped ETH account. It's not a big deal. I mean, there's nothing in it. It's just another cryptocurrency address that's living in your wallet, basically. Mean Machine Alumni. Hi, Scrilla. What's the benefit of Tangem card holder if you want to keep your cards in separate places? One card holder for every card gets pretty expensive. Thanks. I see. So you're asking about you're probably asking about the Tangem wallet. There's not really a benefit to it. It's a wallet. So if you're someone who keeps your Tangem cards in separate place, like it sounds like you do, you could or could not benefit from this. Personally, if I'm carrying around my Tangem wallet, you probably want it in some kind of protective case just for safekeeping. But if you're just storing your Tangem cards away in like a safe location, you don't really need this. So Michael says, have you videos showing how to take XRP off Revolut to Tangem? I'm new to crypto. Again, that link in the description is going to show you how to do that. XRP is very straightforward. Again, you're going to go to your Tangem wallet. You're going to add XRP to your main token page, and then you're going to hit the receive button. And then in Revolut, you're going to select your XRP. You're going to hit send or withdraw, whichever it says. And then you're going to paste your Tangem wallet XRP address. You're going to enter the amount you want to send, and you hit send. It's literally like sending an email. Again, watch the video in the description. It should help you out. Would I recommend Ledger Flex as a cold wallet? Yes, I would. And I have several Ledger Flexes. I think my other one is finally stashed away. But yeah, I've got two right here. This is a Solana. Oh, this is a Solana edition. They're both really the same, just a different design. The Ledger Flex is my personal favorite Ledger wallet right now. They have a lot of different ones. But it's a great wallet. I mean, it's good for both beginners and even like more advanced users. It does work with both your phone and your computer. That said, all the Ledger wallets offer the same level of security. So even if you're comparing something like the Ledger Nano S Plus, which is their most affordable wallet, with something like the Ledger Stacks, which is their most premium wallet, they offer the same level of security. You're really just paying for a different form factor, how the device is actually made, and then like a higher quality device, right? I mean, the Ledger Nano S Plus, it has see if I have mine here. Yeah, so the Ledger Nano S Plus, I mean, it has a super small screen, right? Versus something like the Ledger Flex, you get the nice large e-ink touchscreen. Looks like that. So yeah, I'd recommend any Ledger wallet. I personally like the Flex the best, but if you want a more affordable option, but you still get like the touchscreen about the same size, you could also opt for the Ledger Nano Gen 5. Basically like the Flex, except it's made out of plastic instead of the brushed aluminum or whatever it is. But yeah, any Ledger wallet I think will do great for you. It'll definitely secure your crypto. Just make sure it supports the cryptocurrencies you want to hold with it. But yeah, you should definitely watch my reviews. Like if you just type in Ledger Flex review or Ledger Nano Gen 5 review, because in the description of those videos, I have a link to my Ledger, my Ledger wallet link. And if you use that link, like on the Ledger Flex, you actually get $20 worth of free Bitcoin, which, get this right here. Yeah, so you get $20 worth of free Bitcoin when you use my link to purchase a Flex. And it actually comes like with the wallet. So this is what it looks like. It's a physical voucher. You'll open this up. There will be a QR code in there along with a like scratch off code that you'll enter to redeem your free Bitcoin. So if you do end up getting one, definitely take advantage of that link and get some free Bitcoin. Craig Brown says, I have Tangem. It seems easy enough to use. I've only transferred a handful of times. Am I crazy, or is there a very small fee every time I transfer funds? No, Craig, you are not crazy, but the fees can definitely drive you crazy. Unfortunately, that's just the price we all pay for transferring crypto. So that fee has nothing to do with the Tangem wallet. That is a blockchain network fee. So all the different blockchain networks, they charge a fee to transfer crypto, to do transactions. So like Bitcoin has its own fees, Ethereum has its own fees, Solana has its own fees. Now, depending on what network you're using, those fees are going to vary. Like Solana, it's a super efficient network. Fees are probably 3 cents right now. Ethereum right now, because it's not busy, it's probably less than $1 or around $1. Bitcoin is also fairly cheap, but generally, the busier a network is, like during the bull run or during the bull season when everyone is in crypto, fees get more expensive. But again, it depends on the blockchain network, and there will always be a fee for transferring crypto. Just know that is not a cold wallet fee. That is a blockchain network fee. So Jen says, I have a Ledger. When I was trying to set it up, I downloaded Ledger Live. I think it's called Ledger Wallet now. Yes, it is. My Ledger device needed an update, but on the Ledger Wallet app, the button I need to press is too far down. I've turned my phone sideways and shrunk my font. I don't know what to do. I can't use it without updating it first. I actually think they released a post about this, I believe. So maybe type this exact issue into Google, and I think Ledger, because I swear I've seen this recently. I think they came out with a post about this. So I definitely recommend putting it into Google, or just doing it on your computer if you have a computer you can use. But I don't know how to fix that right now off the top of my head. Ledger, let me see if I can find it. Ledger Live app too big. Da-da-da-da. It says troubleshooting for Ledger Live mobile. Go to settings menu within the app, select help, and then choose clear cache. That'll refresh the display. Let's see. If the entire screen feels zoomed in, check your phone's display settings. I doubt it's that, because I doubt you have your phone zoomed in. Yeah, you might want to try going to the settings and clearing cache. I guess that refreshes the display. That might help you. Yeah. Otherwise, try it on a computer if you have access to one. 907 DJR. When I transfer crypto to Kraken, do I enter a seed phrase? No, you never. The only time you ever enter your seed phrase is if you're recovering a wallet. So let's say you have, a Tangem wallet. You create a seed phrase, right? So that's the first time you interact with the seed phrase is during the wallet setup, and then you write it down, and then you're pretty much never going to access your seed phrase again, unless for some reason your wallet, whatever you use, whether it's Ledger or Tangem, unless it gets reset somehow and the key gets erased from your hardware wallet, then you would have to reset it up again. But instead of creating a new seed phrase, you would import your existing seed phrase. That's the only time you'll ever enter your seed phrase. Never enter your seed phrase on a website or anything like that. That's never a thing. If someone is asking for your seed phrase, or if they're having you enter it onto a website, it's 100% a scam. 11 times out of 10. The only thing you need when transferring crypto is the receiving address where you're sending it to. So in the case of Kraken, you would copy the receiving address from Kraken and you'd hit send. So yeah. Mech Warrior says, if I use a hot wallet and transfer crypto to my cold wallet, will malware get to my cold wallet? No, that's malware isn't transferred on the blockchain. There's not, to my knowledge, there's not a malware on the blockchain. Malware is device specific, and I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any cases of phones or computers transferring malware to a hardware wallet. I think that's pretty tough to do because of the hardware wallet's design. But simply transferring crypto doesn't introduce any security risks necessarily, as long as you're transferring it correctly. So when I say that, I mean as long as you're copying the correct receiving address, you're going to be okay. There's no risk in sending crypto between your cold wallet and other places. Grayman Corpse, thank you for the super chat. Paid for by Tangem Pay. That's awesome. Super cool. So I recently got invited to finally, open up Tangem Pay on my Tangem app. However, in my location, it's still not available. But I just received a message from Tangem, and I think they somehow got me access to my location, so I could finally try it out. So this weekend, or maybe next week, I'll get that set up so I can finally try Tangem Pay. But that is super cool, and I appreciate your super chat. Thanks for sharing that moment with me. How risky is keeping thousands in Coinbase? And tell us something about crypto tax for newbies. I've kept thousands in Coinbase before years ago. I'll never do it again. So specifically for that transaction, I bought it was like a couple $1,000s worth of ETH, and I needed that for a DeFi platform I was interacting with, and I needed it that day. And I had been using Coinbase for years. For some reason, this time when I bought ETH, they decided to freeze my funds for 35 days. So I wasn't able to access that for over a month. Now, that doesn't really mean much when it comes to storing your crypto there because, if you're keeping it there long term, then who cares if it gets frozen, right? Well, then we move on to my friend who also had a Coinbase account. And just to be clear, this can happen on any crypto exchange. It's not just a Coinbase issue. Someone tried to access his Coinbase account, like some hacker or scammer that just got a hold of his email, which all of our emails are out there, right? Someone tried to access his account, and as a result, Coinbase locked his account. Okay, that seems pretty nice. Thanks, Coinbase. Except when my friend went to regain access to his account, he had to go through all the steps, right? He sent them proof of his identity, so like a picture of his ID. He did a selfie. He told him his social security number, proof of address probably was another one. He did all that stuff. He didn't get access to his account, to his crypto, until a year later. Because at one point, after even doing all that stuff, Coinbase support told him, sorry, there's really nothing more we can do. And that's the risk you take when you keep crypto on an exchange. Ultimately, it's up to them. If they want to keep your account locked for security reasons, they'll do it. It wasn't until he threatened, I think he threatened legal action. I think he had like AI write up a legal letter or something, which I don't necessarily recommend doing, but you could do. And at that point, it got escalated and they finally unlocked his account. But it took about a year. So it is extremely risky when from a control aspect, because you don't actually control it. You don't actually own that crypto either. That's not actually crypto that's in your account. That's just an IOU. It's just digital numbers on a screen. That's all it is. The only way you actually own your crypto is transferring it to an address on the blockchain that's controlled by a wallet where you are in control of the keys, like a hardware wallet. Aside from that, crypto exchanges are targeted the most by high-level hackers because they have the biggest reward. If someone can hack a crypto exchange, they can get access to potentially hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars, like we saw with Bybit last year, when I think it was a North Korean hacker, they were able to get Bybit to send them $1.5 billion. So they are also heavily targeted. Now, generally, users won't be affected. I shouldn't say generally, but most of the times. It's my alarm. I'm going to have to jump off here soon. But most of the times they won't be affected unless it's like a huge hack. Like the insurance on exchanges, a lot of the insurance that exchanges offer is only a certain amount of cryptocurrency. And if the amount lost on the exchange exceeds that amount, then the users take the hit equally across all the users. So yeah, I'll personally never do it again. I don't recommend it to anyone. Again, crypto exchanges are not a crypto wallet. They're literally not made to hold crypto. Now, the reason they want you to hold your crypto there is because they get paid when you hold their crypto on their platform. Not only are you spending more fees with them, but like Coinbase, for example, they have a partnership with Circle, which is the issuer of the stablecoin USDC, I believe, USDC. For all the USDC that a Coinbase user holds on their exchange and all the interest earned from that USDC, Coinbase gets all of that, 100% of it. So Coinbase's revenue, the large chunk of Coinbase's revenue comes from users holding USDC on their exchange, billions of dollars every year. So of course they want to keep you there. They'll tell you it's safe. They'll tell you that, oh, we don't freeze your funds. Yes, they do. So yeah. As far as crypto taxes for newbies, I'm not a tax advisor. I have been doing my crypto taxes for the last 6 years. What's a taxable event in crypto? Basically anything that is, at least in the US, any action where you're disposing of crypto. So swapping one crypto for another cryptocurrency, that's a taxable event because you're basically selling one crypto to buy another. Swapping crypto for cash, you're selling your crypto again. And then any kind of income. So if you receive staking rewards, yield rewards, if you receive an airdrop that you have access to, if you mine crypto and earn crypto from mining, those are all taxable events. What's not a taxable event, just simply transferring crypto like between your own wallets, like from Coinbase to a cold wallet, that's not a taxable event. And then just buying and holding crypto. So if you just buy some Bitcoin and hold it, not a taxable event. That's the basics of it. Let's see. How soon, if not yet, can we get a Visa card attached, excuse me, to Tangem? So the physical Tangem Visa card isn't out yet. Tangem will release that whenever they release it. However, they are slowly rolling out the digital version that's available in the app. So I don't have an exact date for you, but once I do, I'll let you know. How do you track spot holdings? I'm not sure what you mean by track spot holdings. I mean, if you're looking for like a portfolio tracker where you can see your cost basis, your profit and loss and all that, then I would use something. I use CoinLedger. It's also a crypto tax software, but they have a free portfolio tracker where you can connect all your crypto exchange accounts and read-only access to your wallets, and it can tell you a lot about your wallets. Can you stake ETH on Tangem? Tangem doesn't offer native staking in the Tangem app. So you're not going to be doing it natively through the app. I'm sure you can connect it externally to an ETH staking platform. That's one option. I wouldn't do it with my main cold wallet. Again, if you're going to do that, use a separate Tangem wallet. But it is possible, just not natively yet. I'm confused on how we can trust Tangem if we enter the seed phrase into the phone app. Well, the Tangem app is 100% open source. So what does that mean? It means that all the code made to create the app, it is viewable by anyone who knows how to read it. So the public can view the code. From that, security experts look at it, white hat hackers look at it. I'm sure there are bad actors looking at it. That determines if it's safe to do. And it is safe to do. Otherwise, there would be a huge ordeal about it. But you have to understand that the Tangem app, it simply generates the seed phrase locally within the app, and then it displays it for you to write down. By the time the setup process is complete, the seed phrase has already been transferred offline to your cards on the secure element chip and erased from the app. So it's not stored in the app. That wouldn't make any sense. That's a hot wallet. It's stored offline. So it is briefly displayed, but it's not stored in the app. By the way, if you are looking to get a Tangem wallet or you want to see how to use one and set one up, I have a 20% off link to Tangem down in the description. You also get $10 to $20 worth of free Bitcoin. That deal ends, I believe, February 1st or February 2nd. So you got a few days. But the link's in the description. I also dropped my Tangem wallet user guide down there that shows you exactly how to set it up step by step and transfer crypto to and from it. And I also have a link to Skrilla's Crypto School, which is a new school community, which I have to jump over to right now because we have our first group call, as you can see, in 15 minutes. But this is my new community. If you're interested, right now it's a small, tight-knit community of 48 members. We have our community board here where we all ask questions and get engaged with each other. We've got the classroom, so you can watch our past group calls. You can unlock a lifetime membership if you work your way up to level 7. I've got a welcome guide here. We have our calendar where you can see all of our upcoming group calls. So we have one a day, and next week we have a call with CoinLedger and a crypto tax consultant. So we all get to jump on the call and learn about crypto taxes from industry experts. And we'll also have other people in there like Tangem and Ledger and some other hardware wallet companies. And yeah, it's kind of gamified. Like there's certain levels that you can reach and you unlock new things at new levels. So level 3, you unlock the past calls. Level 7, you unlock a lifetime membership. So you could literally join. You could eventually, if you work your way up to it, you could be in here for free for lifetime. Something else I enabled today is there's a spot right here if you're a member where you can invite other people into the community, and if someone signs up, you actually earn a commission from that, a lifetime commission. It's an affiliate code, so it's $25 to join the group. If you recommend someone else using your link, you'll get 40% of that $25 for every month that they stay in the community. So that would be $10 per person that you basically recommend to the community. But yeah, it's super cool. We've been live for like a week now. Uh, Again, we're almost 50 members deep, and yeah, it's been really fun. So the link to that, if you want to learn more, just click the link and it'll take you to this about page where you can watch this video. You can see what you get and some other cool stuff. So the link to that's in the description. That said, I got to run because I do have to go jump on that group call in there. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We'll definitely do more live streams. Hope you have a great day.